Uh-huh.
Just two questions. And the first one is, do various spiritual paths arise from various geometric forms or grids? If so, which grids form the Christ grid and Buddha grid? That's the first question.
Actually, spiritual paths do not arise from the grid. They arise from the potential in the human being to understand. And according to where they live, the geography supports a certain view. So when you live in the country, you have a sense of the quiet of the mind and the possibility thereof and of simplicity. And so one can live in the country and feel there's nothing happening and want to get away and go to a place of much activity. So place can support your spiritual practice. The practice doesn't particularly arise from the place. It can nurture your exploration. In places where many people have meditated or made offerings, become places where there is more clarity in the flow of communication, even the expression of negative ions. So in that way, people's spiritual practice is supported by place. Yet the shape or the form of the spiritual practice, it comes from the realization that you're born, you get a little older, you'll get sick, you want something, you get it, you don't like it, and you also begin to notice that your perception, your consciousness, your response cannot always be trusted. And so those are the questions that get you onto your spiritual path.
And then she asks, if one was to build a shrine room in a shape to enhance the practices, including working with the crystals, which shape would you recommend?
The rectangle of the golden mean or an octagon? Mm-hmm.
Meaning, anything more about why? Or how do you know which one?
It depends on the space you have available. And the why is all the words I spoke for the last 2 days. Yeah. Yeah. So what is the space available? Interesting about Cherokee council houses, the seven-sided shape is actually very, it is not still. It's like a leading tone into another dimension. An octagon has more stability, yet it also does not have permanence. The rectangle of the golden mean has stability that lasts. And so, any other question? Yeah.
Last night I was playing with Plato and the Sutras,
Mm-hmm.
and it was easy enough, well, sort of, to see how two tetrahedrons could keep moving on their edges and then things could go from that.
Uh-huh.
And I said, oh, well, what has anything to do with Ryoga fires and working with three people? And the nature of bonds, whether they're material or immaterial. But to go from that to actually any direct experience is, thoughtful, not a real direct experience, but I really couldn't understand how pentagons got themselves together and stayed together.
Because pentagons get themselves together and stay together because of the toroidal motion. So imagine, and I have in the slideshow, I can show you how it's broken out. So as you're seeing this turn on certain plane, then it is one pentagon. And it spirals out singularly, and it rejoins as a torus ring.
Like this happens if you look hard enough for it.
I think mathematically people have found it. Yeah.
But it's also, I would assume, the way things are explained. Somewhere you get a direct experience.
This is true, that all explanations have arisen from a direct experience. And so you can also see the pentagon as an expression of the spiraling torus ring when you look at pine trees and how the bark layers. So in a sense, you see a tesseract of the torus ring. You see its separation as plates that the edges then build the form, very much like a television image, which is actually composed of hexagons. And so the sort of tiling. So the elements in their spin, then they have a cohesive resonance that the angle of their bonds and the vertices of their bonds then become first one pentagon, and then another, and another, and then this building, the torus. And also subsuming into, resolving into the torus ring. You can see it. And I have pictures tomorrow that I can show you, and will, for those who may have to leave, we'll find a way to email the pictures to you, and then you can look at them again and again on your computer. They're very simple images that actually reveal what you already know. So the images key your understanding. Say, those who work with 5-element theory, you can begin to see, 5 organ systems, 5 elements, 5 skandhas, aggregates of consciousness appearing as skandhas, ultimately all are empty.
So the term modalities or the guardian angels and lenses is saying all that is, we look at these particular attributes.
Yes. And they also, like transistors, the Dawis, the angels that stand before the throne, however we name, or the Buddha of Buddha families, they are lenses through which that potential is delineated, that it can express form, and also that the mind can see. Well, the 4 winds is like the first quartering, first there's the point, then the four winds turning, and the four winds are the process of individuation, the potential, is vertices give rise to form. So it's like dropping a pebble in a bowl of water. The waves go out, and the waves come in. So the quartering is that pebble that in terms of some astrophysics can be explained as a black hole becoming a white hole.
So we will also here, I think, as primordial wisdom observes itself and differentiates like the lightning bolt.
Yes.
And it's not the same, or it is the same.
The lightning bolt. The lightning bolt is our direct perception. The lightning bolt is the quickening agent. It is that which stirs, and it is replicated continuously. It is not the wind. It results from the wind. Yes. Yeah. So it's really told in the story of the bell and the dorji. So the bottom, the bell itself, it is round and it is silent. It continues to be silent until you grasp the masculine meeting the bell, the male and the female, the wisdom as it is, the potential. And above it is part of a dorje. The symbol, when you look at the top of your bell, it looks like a crown. It also looks like a shortened dorje. And it actually replicates the lightning field that occurs, that creates and brings about the cohesiveness of the potential that has been dispersed by the wind.
But if we say conjoint all the time, we're using words to describe aspects of it.
Of course, concepts are just that. The ultimate is not explained, it is experienced. And there are some people who have really finely delineated all the different stages and states of emptiness and the different stages and states of creation. And it's somewhat like angels on the head of a pin. Are they men? They're also women. Yeah. Yeah. So do we have any more questions? We didn't even get to the links yet. We can talk about that tomorrow. And you have it in book at home, Links of Interdependence. So you never miss anything because we're always connected. Our hearts, they're like the waves, just move, flowing out and in, so there's ongoing communication. And it's wonderful. So are there any questions?
Is there a difference between unconditional love and undisrupted potential?
undifferentiated potential is still not the energy of dualism because it hasn't yet made the separation to recognize love or not love. Unconditioned love, it is the result of the of the exploration. And from this comes the dance of creation. And you can experience it. You can experience it. Often the human thinks, oh, unconditioned love, that is very difficult or far away. And each of us has had a taste of it, we know, because we wouldn't conceptualize the ideal of unconditioned love without having had the seed thought of it within. Yeah, we can end on the contemplation of unconditional love. Yeah. Because we know, we have the idea, we have the sense, that ideal we have access to, it's within us. Contemplate the energy of unconditional love. all beings have happiness, may all beings have the causes of happiness, and may they never be separated from the joy which is free from sorrow. Where there is the sound of war, may there arise the sounds of mediation. Where there are cries of hunger, may bountiful gardens arise. Where there is drought, may sweet rains fall. Where there are people lonely, may they find one another. And where they are wandering without a home, may they find sanctuary. May our time together quicken the wisdom seed in every being. Wado.
Pray with me of the Buddha families who hold the secret Vajrayana in the lotus grove of the teachings of the practice within. You are the glory of the Buddhist teachings and of sentient beings. Blessed as the Vajradini, may your life Dhyani Ywahoo ever remain firm and long.
See you in the light.